I'm with Tom Bartlett, the trombone player with the Salty Dogs Jazz Band and the Cubs Band, which we saw today at Wrigley Field.
And you were responsible for getting me into this big mess in the first time.
What did I do?
Place. Well, I showed up for that interview. You didn't say go home, young man. You said get your trombone and sit in. So.
Well, the reason you passed was because you owned a trombone.
And nobody else showed up. I know. I knew two tunes. One was Bill Bailey. The other guy that showed up didn't know either one of them. So it was cool.
So that was all we needed.
That's We played a bunch of frat gigs around campus, and I remember Wayne Jones showing up a couple times from nowhere. He wasn't a Purdue student.
No,
we thought, who is this guy? And he didn't really like me very well because I couldn't play for diddly. But later on, as the years gone on, we got to know him very well. He became a very close friend. So
and now you can play for diddly.
Yeah, I can play for diddly, yeah. It's been quite an experience to go from Wayne disliking me intensely to being one of my closest friends. It's been a real nice trip.
Well, see what happens when you can play diddly? And Mike's been with this band for how long, Mike?
Jesus, I think I joined the band as a regular in '61, Lou, after I got out of the service.
I think
you graduated from Purdue and moved up to Chicago, and then I was your bass player from that point on.
Well, the minute I heard you, Mike, you were our bass player.
Hey, buddy. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
What are some of the best remembrances you have of this band?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them, Lou.
Pretty hot band, wasn't it?
Oh, it's great, man. God, I can't recall any particular single instance at this particular point. They were all so good. I just enjoyed every one of them, man, and I still do. I enjoy every chance I get to play with you guys.
Well,
I've only been sleeping with Mike about 12 years.
well, how about Cincinnati?
Oh, well, Frank.
Well,
yeah,
okay,
Frank.
how about George and Tom and
No, I don't
Fred?
know George and Tom. I knew Frank for 17 years, and now I've known Mike for all these years, and so now I'm a salty dog.
That's it.
That's right.
What does it take to be a salty dog?
A little salt on your ass. And you're in. That's right.
So you having fun?
Oh, I always had fun. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I've never seen you not have fun.
I've never been not having
Even
fun.
when you were miserable, you were having
Oh,
fun.
when I was married, I didn't have fun.
Well,
But now I'm
that's
not married, honey. I just sleep with him.
Okay. I'm out here with Zelda Pecker, and she's the editor of the Cockatoo Monthly.
I am.
Right?
I am, yes.
Tell me about that.
Thank you. Well, we're right on a hiatus at the moment. We are here to talk about Wayne, my dear.
Okay.
So, where do I start?
At the beginning.
Okay.
I
No.
have to start at the end. Let's
Well-
make this short.
I can show you, and I don't know if this is going, I can show you this picture of Wayne and me taken
At the Hilton Hotel?
at the night of my senior prom.
Oh, the senior prom.
Senior prom.
Oh, look at that.
And
Okay.
I was 17 and he was 25 and he ordered a beer and they wouldn't serve him because I was underage, which I thought was funny. But we were friends, I mean, pretty close friends there, you know, Lou, and managed to stay friends for 55 years.
That's great.
Even though I'm not even that old.
You have great staying power, and
I
you're only
do.
35.
I am.
Right.
I am.
I saw that in the Cockatoo Monthly.
You did, yes.
Yeah.
And the Salty Dogs has been a large part of my life. In
Oh,
fact,
just a minute. They're coming again. Get out of here.
now shouldn't we be singing some train song?
This train.
So I once typed a mailing list for the Salty Dogs. Yes. This has nothing to do with Wayne. And you told me that I would never have to pay to hear this band again.
That's right.
And now I'm broke.
Well, we haven't worked since you did the mailing list. I'm with Bess Wade. She's one of our groupies. Talk to me, Bess. Talk to me.
Okay. In late 59 or 60, I lived across the hall from Kim Cusack. And he and Nancy invited me out to listen to the music. The country girl, the farm girl. I thought it was the worst noise I had ever heard in my whole life.
You were onto something, I think.
Oh my God, this is going to be a long evening. But I had so much fun that I went 2 more times. And by the 3rd time, I got it. I got the music.
Right, because you were drunk.
I still am. And so I've enjoyed the music ever since, 50 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
And you still like this stuff?
I still come out periodically.
Boy, we hate this crap. I'll tell you. Okay, I'm with Jack Kunzel now. Jack is the banjo player of the original Salty Dogs, And Jack has been with the band since we played at Sloppy Joe's in Chicago, right, Jackson?
Maybe that was a long time ago, the end of the 60s, yeah?
Yeah, pretty good stuff, though. What were you doing there?
We had fun. I was in the printing business.
Oh, really? What were you doing?
As little as possible. You know that.
For whom did you work?
I wrote Donnelly's.
Well,
the world's biggest printer. Sears catalogs, that stuff.
Well, I guess playing the banjo is a pretty good upgrade from doing that
It
stuff.
sure was. Didn't pay as much, but it's sure more fun.
Now, weren't you rooming with Eddie Davis?
Oh, God.
Huh?
Yeah, you remember that.
On LaSalle Street. Huh?
Listen, Eddie Davis was a character all by himself.
Was that exciting, or did you get any sleep?
Not much, but it was sure educational.
Hey, here's Joel Jensen, the first drummer I ever knew in the Salty Dogs Jazz Band.
Right.
At Purdue.
Right, and I remember when you showed up at the...
I had no idea what the hell I was getting into.
The teak house. You were terrible.
I had no idea. What is this?
But you turned out all right, Lou.
Well, good coaching.
Well, you did.
When you go 500 miles with Cooper in the car screaming songs into your head, something has to stick.
Now, is it true that you practiced your Spanish class?
Yes. Yeah, actually, that's a good story. Cooper brought tapes to the Spanish class where they had tapes running and it was in Spanish, and the instructor could go into the tape machines to make sure what you were listening to. And she turned on the thing with mine, and it was the Lou Waters Jazz Band that Cooper had slipped in there. Right. So the next semester when Cooper and I took Spanish over again.
Right, of course.
We didn't bring those things anymore.
But we had some good times, didn't we?
We had some nice road gigs.
Absolutely. Well, I was saying in there, you know, the years that we were together at Purdue, there, the band kind of really hit a high of activity in the Chicago area.
And
TV shows, NBC.
Some of the other colleges we played.
Right,
yeah.
with the Kingston Trio and George Shearing, and yeah, we had some good times.
Bob Newhart's first gig up Northwest.
You're right. When you brought him upstairs?
No, they were trying to open the curtain and you were setting up the drum set still.
Well, yeah, and then I remember that we were playing for a medical fraternity, and Newhart got up there and started talking, and then he asked if there were any questions for the audience. These questions for medical students were awful. He really got upset. Yeah, really got upset.
That's the kind of question I'm looking for.
Right.
I'm with Jack Mylan. Jack is banjo player superb, who's been associated with the Salty Dogs for a long, long time. Tell me about it, Jack.
I forgot.
Do you remember anything?
Yeah. Oh, I went to Purdue, and one story I remember, I was around about the late 60s. Am I going too slow or too fast?
Oh, that's okay.
Late 60s, my buddy here, he used to poke me in the ass with his stick every time I was taking a banjo solo, and he thought that was funny. But he says, "How would you like to join the Dogs?" And I says, "Man, I'm with 3 bands. I started a company," and I said no. And Mr. Jack Kunzel took over. This was in the late 60s.
Yeah.
Because our buddy Bob Sundstrom had to go out east.
Yeah.
And that's the whole story.
That's the story.
He never took off.
Well, when Jack was wrestling and you were in really top shape, we used to use you as the enforcer.
Yeah. That's what they used me for. Anyway, that's the story. I worked with Wayne a lot, and with the Jack the Bear. And the thing is, Jack the Bear brought a lot of music to the city of Chicago. People don't realize what he did for guys like Cusack and all these other guys. That John Otto, you know, he kept us working. $15 and all you can eat and drink. No, otherwise we weren't working.
That's right.
And this Wayne Jones, I get him to smile all the time.
You got Wayne to smile?
Yes. He jabbed me in the butt with his stick. You know, working
You got
job.
him to smile.
Yeah, he turned around. Otherwise, he'd play the solo. You know. That's it, folks.
Okay.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks. Hey, here's John Otto. John Otto's a clarinet player and saxophone player, superbio. And I've known John Otto since he was a little boy.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Little boy, talk about it. Tell me about it.
Well, I haven't many. You want salty dog stories?
Anything you want to talk about. You want to talk about religion or politics?
Neither.
Good.
Neither. Oh, let's see. Oh, jeez. Well, a salty dog story. I was one of the few times I subbed for Kim, and we were playing in Florida. And I didn't know this, but Ernie Carson was part of that, and he was like the featured guest. Okay. All right. And so here's the three things that happened that kind of broke me up. Playing with the Salty Dogs. We're in this church. Okay. And after the first tune, Lou Green says, "Jesus Christ, the acoustics in here are terrific." And that was also the first night that I don't think Ernie could have been more fucked up. Pardon me. He was on cloud 12.
At
Yeah.
least, yeah.
And he played. He was just falling all over himself.
Remember when he fell through all the collection plates in the back room? Oh, God.
Well, that was the first night. The second night, he was probably the best cornet player I ever heard, next to you.
I had a meeting with him that day.
Did you?
Yes, I had a meeting with Ernie, and everything worked out okay.
Oh, he played great. The second night, he was great. He was just fantastic.
What a player.
I know.
How'd you get your start?
Let's see. Piano lessons, clarinet lessons. High school Dixieland band.
And you listened to the music that the other kids didn't listen to.
Yeah, I was all alone.
Yeah.
Except my folks.
All of us. We were always all alone.
My folks would drag me out to the Jazz at Noon, the Sarias. Jazz at Noon. We make a pilgrimage out there every chance we get.
Saw a lot of good players.
A lot of good players. Yeah.
And today you're playing with the Indies and the Fat Babies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Still
at
got
the Honky Tonk Barbecue.
Having a good time.
Yeah, great.
Having a good time.
So this is John Otto, a success story. Here's Jack Lord, an early Salty Dog.
Very early.
Yeah. I met Jack Lord the first time I ever played with a band. Jack Lord was the seasoned banjo player.
Yeah. No, I'm very seasoned.
The old man of the band.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Well, I remember sessions. I remember one session at Wayne's house with Johnny Cooper and Jim Snyder and me, and I think Wayne was trying to play cornet at the time.
Yeah.
He tried that for a while. So I was always amazed how many jazz guys came out of Jeff High School in Lafayette, you know.
Well, I think they did because nothing else was around Lafayette. It was a great place to be.
And Carner and Whip Williams and that whole gang.
Carner was supposed to be here tonight, but he had a little event, so he had to cancel.
I was hoping he'd be here.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
So, you played for many years, and
and Jack Carroll was the trumpet player at the time, and I was a pledge, and he was the active, and so I got to know. And then I introduced him to my sister. I always thought that they'd get along, and they got married, had 3 kids.
Great.
So that was successful.
Salty Dogs forever.
Yep. Anyway, so it's been fun.
Oh, it's a good ride, huh?
Yep.
Great. Glad you were a part of it.
Yep. And like I say, I play once a year now, and you say...
It's a steady job.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, I'm with Charlie Marshall here. Charlie was with the Riverboat Ramblers in Wisconsin, and the Salty Dogs and Riverboat Ramblers got together a few years ago, and that's where I first met Charlie, wasn't it?
A few years ago. It's about 40, wasn't it?
Shut up, Charlie. Don't talk like that. That's embarrassing.
It isn't. I know.
But Charlie's a banjo player, and he played with us at Sloppy Joe's.
Yeah.
And,
great place.
And the one thing I remember about Charlie raised purebred Arabian horses and used to show up at Sloppy Joe's in downtown Chicago with a horse trailer and the horse in the parking lot.
I was ready to go. So
you enjoy those years?
Oh, loved them.
Yeah.
Best years of my life.
Now, the Riverboat Ramblers ended up as a pretty good band, and they,
weren't bad, no.
Put some guys out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, including you.
Bob Schultz is still going great.
Well, he can't do anything else. He
Yeah.
can't raise horses.
No.
No, so he's got to play the trumpet.
Exactly.
And so I just, I like the band. I think I might have met Wayne a couple of times with Craig Elvidge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I wasn't too impressed.
Well, Craig was a banjo player, and he was in the rug cleaning business.
Yeah. Right. Well, he just came off as the curmudgeon that you always keep calling him.
Yeah, of course. Well, he was a curmudgeon on the outside, but a nice guy on the inside.
He was fabulous.
Yeah.
He was fabulous.
But he knew how to play the role.
The nicest person. Just he was a very easy mark. All you know, he would be feeling bad, and all you had to do is just say something silly or sing something silly or just dance something silly, and then he was just easy to please. Yeah. He even liked my cooking.
You're kidding.
I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding. No, I'm not.
How could he possibly like your cooking? What do you cook?
I don't know. It was just he was just very easy to be with and to get along with, and he was just perfect.
Good. Well, let's end on that.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Well, the Lord, He made a woman. He made her mighty funny. She tastes around her lips sweeter than the honey. You salty dog, sweet mama, you're nothing but a salty dog. Well, the scaredest I ever was in my whole life. When Lou Green caught me grabbing his wife, she was a salty dog, sweet mama. She was a salty dog. I grab a hot dog, you grab your bun. We'll go out on a picnic, have lots of fun. We'll spread a little mustard all over that devil. We'll both be salty dogs. You get a nickel, I'll grab a dime. We'll put them together and go out and buy a case of Cutty Sark.